2, 3, come on.
Remember, new episodes premiere every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. on TV 15 and across other social media platforms.
I'm Jasenia Lassiter, wishing you a wonderful week.
Stay friendly, St. Martin.
Welcome to the Late Night Show. Hope everything is okay. Hope everything is all right. I'm your host, Andrew. Okie dokie, kids. What's happening on the lovely island of St. Martin? We begin with the news of GEBE. Yes, it's still on the minds of everyone since they're busy cutting everybody, sending notices to, non-commercial and commercial at the same time. So now everybody's feeling it. Everybody wants to know what is the government of St. Martin going to do about this GEBE situation. Of course, many people, and I'm talking to you, yes, you who decided not to pay GB all this time because you thought it's going to just disappear, because you thought that, electricity and water comes from Narnia, just comes out of the sky, out of nowhere, and it's just love. So while you're bitching about how horrible the government is, you still have electricity and water at home. Yes, you I talking to. I know you want relief more than everybody else. I know you want relief because you want a break. Well, there's good news and there's bad news. I'll start off with the good news. The good news is they ain't gonna cut you yet, but they will eventually. And you're going to be the only one who's going to be bitching about it because other people have been paying what they're supposed to every single month. Now, of course, yes, the billing is completely ridiculously wrong. Yes, the fuel clause is ridiculous, and an investigation needs to be had when it comes to that situation. However, when there's no electricity and no water, that's it. Because they've been warning you, they've been asking you to come in over and over and asking for you to make a deal. And of course, an amount that you can't say that you didn't use because it's from last year. Because guess what, Black Bite? That was almost 2 years ago. I know, time flies when you're not paying your bill. So guess what's gonna happen? There's one last hope, and that last hope sits on the shoulders and on the back of the former Minister of Everything and also Member of Parliament, the one, the only Omar Otley. He has a proposal. AI, please. The proposal of Omar Otley, he sent out a press release today where he, will be coming with a proposal. So there you have it. Pretty straightforward. Thank you, AI. Pretty straightforward. The proposal to give a relief in or at least the government instruction to instruct GEB to give us all the customers, commercial, non-commercial, some type of relief somehow, someplace. I guess the details will divulge in the Parliament meeting to start tomorrow. Yeah? So we're going to see who for you and who ain't for you, because now the question is, the opposition members get backing of those parliamentarians who are part of the coalition. Yes, there's still politics, believe it or not, even though everybody is affected. The thing now is, will the coalition support the opposition's proposal? Now, usually what happens is that they take the same exact proposal, they change some letters on it, and then they call it their own. Either way, Omar Otley is the first one to come out with an actual solution. So let's see if they're going to take it, and if they're going to remix it and make it their own. We don't care. As long as we get the relief, that's the only thing that matters. That is literally the only thing that matters when it comes to the GEBE situation. So hurry up, and let's get something going when it comes to that situation, please. Now, I had the opportunity to interview the Member of Parliament, second chair of the Parliament of St. Martin, and that is, of course, Sjamira Roseburg. Consider itself Miss 5-Star, the Diva MP. It was a nice sit-down interview, so sit back, relax. Late Night begins right now.
Hi, I'm Dr. Felix Holliday, CEO of the St. Martin Medical Center. Behind me, you can see the construction of our new state-of-the-art St. Martin General Hospital, part of our commitment to providing high-quality healthcare close to home. We know that high rates of diabetes and hypertension, for instance, are a major concern in our community, and this new facility would further enable us in providing advanced care to our patients. But healthcare doesn't start in the hospital, it starts with you. That's why I want to personally invite you to the Health, Sport and Culture Expo on November 2nd, taking place at the Jose Lake Senior Ballpark. There you'll find free health screenings, fitness activities, and educational resources to help you and your family stay healthy and active. As we build a stronger healthcare system, let's also build a healthier community. Join us on Saturday, November 2nd, and together we can take charge of our health.
Let's get ready for the party. Girl, why you body? Get ready for the party. Girl, why you body? Let's get ready for the party. Girl, why you body? Get ready for the party. Girl, why you body? We're the party tonight. cigarette, bend down, dagger next. Slap up on your body, girl, shake up your leg, burn like a cigarette, bend down, dagger next. Slap up on your body, girl, shake. Everybody get mad.
At GEBE, we take the safety and quality of your water seriously. Every day, our dedicated sample collectors venture into the field, visiting the places that matter to you: water tanks, school, supermarkets, home, and high-risk areas. Once these samples return to our water quality lab at KB, they embark on a journey that safeguards your well-being. Our dedicated analysts take over, sending these samples to the microbiology and chemistry departments respectively. This is where the magic happens. We test for a range of parameters, and we do this every single day, no matter what, including holidays and weekends. In our microbiology department, we focus on 2 major tests targeting various bacteria. Confirmation tests are conducted, and we have plans in place in case the results are confirmed. And then we do it all over again, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Rain or shine, your water safety never takes a day off. So when you turn on the tap and enjoy a glass of GEBE's water, you can do so with confidence. GEBE, the power to serve.
Late night show interview time. We are here with Member of Parliament, also known as the Diva MP.
You gave me that name though.
I know, the Diva MP. That is, of course, Ms. Sjamira Roseburg. Consider it solved.
Yes, still in the building.
Still in the building?
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Andrew.
Yeah?
Look at you, so official. Yes, no, I'm doing great. I'm doing great, working hard, doing what I said I would be doing. It's a process, of course, so I would like to update you on what all has been going on and where we're currently going.
Now, first, we need to get something very important out of the way, and I don't want you to think that this is an ambush by any way, but I would like to know officially who picks your outfits, because those outfits are fire!
Well. Thank you, first of all. I find inspiration online. Of course, when someone gives me feedback, I take it in consideration. But remember when I was a lawyer, I always used to think outside of the box. So yes, maybe now it's
You bring back fashion to Parliament, because then everybody just wants to come and they want to just like dress out in different colors and contrasts. I was like, yeah! I never see Parliament with so much color. So I must say you brought some color to Parliament.
Thank you. And I will continue doing so. And as you have been seeing, there are other MPs that are thinking outside the box as well. So I do think that's a way of raising the bar as well. But it's not a fashion show, of course. But
yeah.
I have a way of dressing, and I have decided I will stay true to myself. So how I was dressing as a lawyer, I will continue dressing in accordance to the protocol, of course. But I'm not sticking to gray and somber colors. I love bright colors.
And the good thing is that you said that thinking outside the box, and some MPs, they had our boxes. So at least at the end of it, we know that you are bringing that. How do you say 5-star? It's still 5 stars?
Of course, 5-star representation, in all ways, in all segments.
Let's talk some immigration. Get serious now.
Tell me.
MP Utley
Yes.
came out with something during the election time. Then you came out with something during election time.
Let's set the record straight, right?
Who was worse? Who was worse?
I think MP Utley even corrected it in his own statement. And it's not about taking credit, because at the end, it's for the people of St. Martin. But I have been, when I was actively working as a lawyer, I have been seeing that immigration is a big issue on St. Martin. And we need to tackle it by legislation. So as a member of parliament, I have done my research, and I've been seeing all what has been going on. I even have gotten a lot of attention on that matter, not really positively because of the way how I tackled it. So all of that had a reasoning behind of it, because I was working on amending the immigration law. So that being said, I brought that amendment, and then my dear colleague MP Otley followed after, which he also confirmed, and we both submitted a similar amendment. And that amendment was submitted in Parliament. After that, it was sent to the Council of Advice. And today, I submitted a schedule to see, okay, where are we currently with this amendment? Because we have received it back from the Council of Advice,
Yes,
both of us.
which is big because
Yeah.
usually they take forever.
So we received that back, and before receiving it back, we had a discussion, MP Otley and I, and we said, you know what, let's combine those two amendments. So whatever feedback is received back from the Council of Advice, we're going to sit together and we're going to see, okay, what highlights and what parts can we take from both amendments to make sure that it will be the best amendment for country St. Martin. Because it would be unfortunate that, for example, I continue with my amendment, he continued with his amendment, and then on the floor of Parliament it's going to be a battle. Okay, we're not going to support MP Roseburg.
Which one is better?
We're going to support MP Otley, or vice versa. So I do think that's maturity, and we're going to combine both amendments based on the feedback, and from there on it becomes one amendment and it will be brought to the floor of Parliament. So if you go on my social media, or if you will share it afterwards, you can see where we currently are, and then the people of St. Martin can also stay up to date with, okay,
With
how is it going?
processes,
Yes,
yeah.
indeed.
So in other words, she was first. You could have just said that. But
It's not
anyway,
about- it's not
no
about
problem.
me.
No problem. For those who don't
Yeah.
necessarily remember or know of this particular legislation proposal, tell us in a nutshell what exactly it means for the St. Martiners who are born here but have issues with their status.
Indeed. So basically, this amendment is tackling the current issue that we are facing, because often you're seeing that born St. Martiners cannot get their permanent residency, or when there is a gap, especially the gap part, then it becomes an issue, and then it can take years, or they cannot get their permanent residency. So the focus on this amendment is to tackle that part, to make sure that, okay, once you have connectivity with St. Martin, you're born in St. Martin, you have gone to school, the part of the gap does not play a role anymore, because you have shown that, hey, no, in the past 10 years, for example, I have been focused on St. Martin, I've been living on St. Martin, I have connectivity with St. Martin. But the finalization of the amendment and how it will be looking, once we combine the two amendments, then we can give a final view on, okay, this is how the amendment will be looking.
So, but it's still a benefit.
It's a
to
benefit for
immigrants.
sure, because I do think that a lot of people, what they're currently facing is that once there's a gap, that's the issue, and
That's
you
it.
cannot get no,
No,
permanent
yeah. You start
residency.
back over.
And also, for in the future, of course, when you want to go study in the Netherlands, for example, you want to have your Dutch passport, right? And once you have the permanent residency, you can look into getting your Dutch passport. That's a separate procedure. But a lot of times, students are facing that they cannot go and study because they don't have the Dutch passport, or it's a lengthy procedure. And what we want to avoid is that children are not getting the opportunity which they should be having to study and become the best version of themselves. And education is key, and we can be saying we want to tackle crime level, we want to tackle certain injustice, but let's tackle it by the root. And I do think that this
And you start off from
amendment
low, yeah.
will be beneficial to born St. Martiners.
Are we calling it the Roseburg law, or are we not? We reached that yet?
You know, let's focus on getting it handled first.
Okay, I'll say it. We can call it the Roseburg law. Since you, of course. Now,
Yes.
the crime situation in St. Martin has been very alarming, and I
has
know
been.
that you are the Justice Committee chairperson.
Yes, I am.
Surprise! So I know that you have a proposal that you intend to also make during the next Parliament meeting.
Which proposal are you talking about?
The one with the round table.
Okay, I will
Yeah.
go into that
So
indeed.
before you go into that, tell us the rise in crime. I know it's alarming. Your take as a member of Parliament.
Yes, so Indeed, currently in Parliament, we have different committees, right? And the Justice Committee is one of them. And within the Justice Committee, in the last week, Monday, I asked the Minister questions in regard to justice-related matters.
Yes,
One of
a
them,
lot of questions, I remember.
yes, because you know what it is. Once you have different issues in different departments, and we all know that justice is
Big.
a big department, a big ministry with a lot of departments, you need to ask those questions. I take my job as a member of parliament serious. It's not about, oh, I want to just ask questions for questions' sake, but seeing that there's so much going on from the justice workers to the rising crime to the different departments. Once you are invested in the ministry, you want to ask those questions. So I asked these questions, and there were also questions in regards to the rising crime. So I'm awaiting the answers from the minister in regards to that. The gun amnesty program, which was requested by other MP Doran, I also asked in regards to that because we are seeing there's a rise in crime. We are seeing that there are different shootings with even deadly incidents happening on the island. Last week there were shootings. This week there were shootings. This morning there was a shooting.
Almost every weekend now.
Yeah, so it's alarming. So this gun amnesty program need to take place. I know the prosecutor office is also busy with it, so I ask again a question in regards, okay, where are we and when can it start? Because it's a must. It is a must. That being said, I also was working on a roundtable talk because we have been seeing that it is an issue, but it's not only a justice-related issue. The school fights, for example, we have been.
Haven't we talked haven't we talked enough?
No, but that's why it's
Based on
time for
because-
action.
Oh,
It's
so
time
you
for
say
action.
okay.
So instead of the different departments working separately, I do believe that let's bring a holistic approach and let's make sure, okay, education, VSA, justice, but also role models within the community. Let's sit together and say, okay, how are we going to tackle it? For example, I don't know if you are aware of it, but when I was in the Netherlands and living there, I have seen that there's, for example, a top 500 list. Top 500 of people that are involved in crime often, like the
Oh, yeah.
high risk persons.
Okay.
We should create a similar list on St. Martin, a list of juveniles, for example, that are going into the wrong direction so that we know, okay, this is the group of people that we need to focus on. Because if we have that list, for example, we
Does
know.
that work?
Sorry?
Does that work?
Well, what we're currently doing is not working.
Oh, okay.
So let's think outside of the box.
Different approach.
Yes, you also have the list of repeat offenders. Okay, you have that list. So if you're seeing that someone is over and over falling into the crime, right? How are we going to tackle that? So then VSA comes into place because if you, for example, come out of prison, there's no rehabilitation, no resocialization in place. So there's no way to better yourself. After 20 years in prison, you come out, okay, figure it out. Are you not going to do the same thing again? So
Rehabilitation.
therefore, also from the VSA perspective, have a vangnet, as you say, that you can fall into and make sure that you can find a better way in surviving and not falling into your own
So a
old
program.
habits.
Yeah.
So again, questions in regards to that were asked as well. So that this round table request will not be just the talk, but also to come with concrete plans in how to tackle this. I have a lot of ideas, but you cannot do it by yourself. And you cannot say, okay, we're going to do this now for now. But there need to be a urgent approach to tackle it short term. But then long term, how are we going to make sure that this does not repeat itself? And that's the discussion that we need to have all together.
I like it. I like it.
Yes.
You, as a member of parliament, you had a pretty rough start. And by rough start, I mean you finally got elected in January. And then elections again
Yes.
in August.
Yes.
How did you do it?
How did I do what?
How did you get back in?
I don't know. You tell me.
Because I know for sure you had a plan, had a goal, you achieved it, and then afterwards, you know, yeah, we got our election, nobody wanted, but yeah, we still had to do it. And then by the hook of the crook, you still went back in. So I mean, at least people have some faith in you. At least that's how you're supposed to see it, right?
Yes, I'm very grateful. Again, I came to St. Martin 10 years ago. I have my roots here, but I don't have that base of knowing people, going to school, like, hey, yes, where do you know Sjamira? Oh, yeah, I went MPC with her. No, nobody knows me. Like, it's like,
Yeah,
she
correct.
came from here. And when you hear my talking, but hey, I managed. And I'm grateful that I managed. And I do believe it also has to do with the fact of my legal background and assisting the community with different legal cases. But maybe you have idea why I got elected.
No, I mean, yeah, the legislative part is
Yeah.
because you're a lawyer. So, and I think since 10 we've been screaming and yelling and
Yeah.
hoping for someone with some type of background in legal to finally become a parliamentarian because of the outdated laws that we have there.
So I guess that is one of the pointers. And of course, that also comes with a lot of pressure because the people are expecting, like, okay, she's going to fix it.
We want it
You know?
now.
We want it now. Consider it solved. But of course, there's a procedure connected to it. So therefore now I'm finding my way in, okay, bringing out the information and explaining, okay, this is the procedure. And that's why I also came with those steps, the
graph,
flyer,
yeah.
like, okay, we're here. Now it's step 5. Step 6 and 7 still need to be completed because making it visual is like very important, right? But on the other hand, also being realistic. Like, yes, I have a legal background. Yes, I'm working on amending the laws, but I cannot do it by myself. Plus, it's the procedure that goes with it. I'm not selling no dream. And I also believe it's very important to stay informative and stay critical as well.
Yeah.
Because
even through the noise, I do see that one, you don't take part in the noise, and two, no matter what, listen, the house could be burning, and Sjamira would be on social media, her own social media, going like, "This is what I'm working on. Everything is great. Smile. Have a great day." What?
yeah, well, you know what it is?
You're not that classic politician.
But what's a classical politician?
Scream and complain about every single thing.
Well, where has that brought us?
Ooh.
And again, I'm trying to be creative because I'm finding my way in connecting and also building my base. And I never been a follower, and I'm still learning in, okay, how to approach, because I've been seeing how certain things have been going and then it backfired on me.
Yeah,
And
like,
oh my
Sjamira,
God.
what are you doing?
No.
No.
So I'm finding my way in that as well, Andrew, because this is new to me. I'm the defense attorney entering into politics now and defending the people on the floor of parliament. And that's a different way
Much different,
in
yeah.
how to do that. So, yes, you called me, for example, the rookie MP, and I was happy with that name. And now I'm learning to find my way through this political arena. But the main focus point is stay true to yourself. Every day when I wake up, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, do I still like what I see? And as long as that's the case, I will continue on this journey. And I hope that at the end of the 4 years,
People will.
I will have a broader base and the people will know, like, hey, you know what? Yes, I know this person because of this, that, and that. And not only, okay, the legal background. No, I like how she represented me on the floor of parliament. What she said is what she did. It wasn't just a political stunt. It's really there. She's really there for the people and really there to make the change which she said she would be making, the 5-star representation. And it's not 1, 2, 3. So I'm asking for the time to continue doing that.
The diva has spoken. All right.
Yes.
Your message to the people of St. Martin before we go. At this particular juncture.
Stay focused, stay true to yourself. Please do not go with the hype. As you have seen, what I have said is what I stand behind. The legal help desk, it is coming. You forgot about that, but I haven't forgot about
did.
it. It is coming. We currently, the VSI ministry is working on making sure that the legals are on board. There will be lectures taking place, informing and educating the people on the different law-related matters, from immigration to
And the help
labor
desk-
law.
And the help desk would help anybody in the community
that cannot afford.
That cannot afford.
Because so you can't come and be like, hey, you know what? I need legal advice. No, Andrew, don't even try it. So, it's really there again, bringing law to the community, because I have seen that a lot of times attorneys seem non-approachable, or it's like, boy, I don't know how to reach one.
Yes.
So bringing it to
Most
the
of them stuck
community.
up.
I don't know about
No,
that.
I said most of them stuck up.
So bringing it back to the community, it will make it more accessible. And eventually, my dream is to have a juridis loket, a legal help desk fully functioning on St. Martin, so that the people can get what they deserve. And not everything needs to go to court. Sometimes you just need someone to listen to, someone
Yeah.
can inform you, get the proper information, and then you're
Like a
feeling more
mediator, yeah.
mediator is also part of eventually that project. So we are working, and we're working for the people. So again, stay focused. If you have questions in regards to the work that I have been doing, do not hesitate to contact me. Sometimes I look serious, but I'm very much approachable, and I'm willing to learn, to become better, and also do what the people are asking me to do. So let's not just talk. I'm very much approachable. I'm on social media every day.
Yeah.
You can reach me there, and let's do this together. Let's raise the bar together. Thank you, Andrew.
The Diva has spoken. Late Night Show with Andrew Dick. We'll be right back.
Hello, my people. Make sure you tune in to Sit, Sip, and Chat every Monday at 5 p.m. on TV 15 and every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
And make sure tune in to the Late Night Show with Andrew Dick from Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. with a repeat in the afternoon for no reason. In the afternoon, the Late Night Show at 3 p.m. Thank you, TV 15.
Thank you, TV 15. Make sure to tune in
Make sure to tune in to the Late Night.
and Sit, Sip, and Chat.
Late Night.
Welcome to SXM Taxi, the most convenient way to hail a taxi on St. Martin. Our app is strictly dedicated to licensed taxi drivers only on the island of St. Martin. You must have an active authorized taxi license and driver's license to be approved to use our service. Our app is designed for the convenience of both customers and drivers. Customers simply download the app, upload a credit card, and have immediate access to any driver available nearby. Once you sign up and are approved to drive, you can choose when you want to use the app by toggling the switch at the top center of your screen to either online or offline. When you are online, you will be alerted for passenger pickups in your area, be visible to riders, and be able to accept rides. When you are offline, you will not receive alerts and you will be invisible to riders. This feature is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to use at your discretion, making the app extremely flexible and user-friendly for the driver. Once the rider requests a taxi, a notification is sent to all drivers in the vicinity. The first available driver to accept the ride gets the fare. Once you are alerted of a potential fare, you can accept the trip by clicking the Accept button at the bottom of your screen. The app's built-in GPS feature will then guide you directly to the rider's location. By clicking the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, you can choose from 3 different GPS integrations: Apple Maps, Google Maps, or Waze. This feature gives you the ability to use the GPS platform you are most comfortable with. Please keep in mind that you must download the GPS app that you prefer separately onto your phone in order to use this feature. We recommend downloading the Waze GPS app for best results, as we find it to be the most accurate and up-to-date GPS platform. Once you arrive at your passenger pickup point, slide the Mark Arrived arrow at the bottom of your screen. For added security, the app will require you to enter either the last 4 digits of the passenger's phone number or an OTP code that was provided to the rider. This built-in safety feature protects drivers from unwanted or incorrect passengers. Once you enter the correct code, the ride can start by swiping the slide to begin arrow on the bottom of your screen. Once the trip is complete, simply swipe the slide to end ride arrow on the bottom of your screen. The fare is automatically calculated and charged to the rider's credit card. You are now ready and available for your next ride. Driver sign-up bonus fees. All drivers that sign up to use our service will receive an additional 10% booking fee for every fare booked with the app through 2025. In addition, The first 100 drivers that use our service and reach their 100th ride milestone with SXM Taxi will receive a one-time $500 bonus fee.
Hey, did you know I just signed up for Flex by Telem?
Do you mean flex like this?
Definitely not that.
Do you mean flex like this?
No, definitely not that.
Do you mean flex like this?
No, definitely not Flex like that. Telem's Flex is a mobile plan that adapts to your needs. Each month, I get a preset monthly fee that has a set amount of data, SMS, and minutes. So I know what I'm getting. But say goodbye to overages and bill shock, because when I go over my postpaid plan, it switches to prepaid. So I have the flexibility to top up what I need when I need it. I'm in complete control. My budget, my rules.
Okay, now let's continue the show. Of course, the news desk. You know, the hot news are going all over the place, putting me to shame, boy. I gotta step up my game because they're coming out with the news before me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Something going on. Just rookies just out showing me. I gotta work a little bit harder. I don't understand. But anyway, they land another exclusive. I asked to borrow the footage. And this is Alison Lawrence speaking with Calvin Mattenborough, who recently came back from a competition where he won. Go St. Martin, bodybuilders to the world. I gotta ask him some tips. Anyway, here's the interview.
Calvin B. Mattenborough Jr., a prominent figure in St. Martin's bodybuilding community, has added 2 more medals to his collection at the MPC Ultimate Grand Prix. Competing against over 200 top athletes, Mattenborough claimed silver in the 35-plus men's physique and bronze in the Class A division, further establishing his status in competing bodybuilding. Though he aims for gold, Mattenborough expressed pride in his achievement and commitment to the sport. After a 10-day rest, he plans to resume training, driven by the support of his family, friends, and community backers. His dedication serves as an inspiration to young athletes, proving the rewards of hard work and perseverance. Here's an exclusive interview with Mr. Calvin B. Mattenborough Jr. as he returned to the island.
Right here, fresh off the plane, we have Mr. Calvin Mattenborough Jr. Presently, you're days away from competition. Tell us about the competition, the Grand Prix, how you placed, and how did it feel after all the hard work?
Well, I placed second in my division. I did A, men's physique A, and I did 35 plus men's physique. I placed third in 35 plus, and I placed second in my division. The competition was a steep competition. It had over 200 athletes plus. I felt like my division, men's physique, the category had one of the most
hardest competition.
Well, it was one of the largest outcome of athletes in the men's physique division.
Oh, wow.
Also in the bikini division, it had a lot of athletes as well too. So that's what made it so harder, you know. But it was a good experience. I went with a team. I trained down at IFM gym. So basically, I went with my coach and the rest athletes that actually competed for their first time as well.
Wow,
too.
wow.
You know, this is my second show. My first show, I placed first in my class, but this
a few months ago,
which was a few months ago, which was in July. I've been prepping from April, so my prep has been going from April to now to October.
Wow.
Yeah.
And hard work pays off, obviously.
Exactly. So
what's next? What's the next one you're going to?
Okay, right now, the next one I'm gonna do, it's gonna be next year, but I wanna put on some more size first before I actually do my next show. Because when I do my next show, I wanna do a show that qualifies me for a pro card, and I want to go into the pro show one time after.
Right.
I don't wanna have a setback to come back home to prep
Train for
myself,
it, yeah.
yes, to train for it. Because as a pro, the weight cap is different. You know, as an amateur, you go in there at your finest, so you could be capped at either 180 pounds or even to 150 pounds.
Well, that's a big difference.
You
yeah.
know,
Right.
but as a pro now, you have to cap off at least 182 to 185 and up.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
so for me, I went in this show. Well, my first show when I went into it, my weight was really small. I was really small then. I didn't even know I was that small. I went in at 156 pounds, to be honest.
Wow.
I cut weight from 185 to 156 for that show. But this show, I actually went in a little bit more fuller. So my cap, I went in at 170.
Okay.
You know, so it wasn't a bad fat
Pull on the body,
you know,
yeah.
exactly. It wasn't a bad pull on the body at all. So my coach wanted to try something new. He wanted me to go in a little bit more bigger. And yeah, the results came out the way it was supposed to, because again, it's all about your condition as well too.
Right.
The flying going up there, it's a little bit more difficult, because now the meal plans that I need to follow, it's kind of hard to follow, because I have to go and buy my food and do everything differently, when here I could actually just find it one time and cook and eat it, you know?
Yes.
So it played with me a little bit over there, but thank God I had my team with me. My coach got me right back and ready for the show. When I went in the beginning, in the pre-judging, the competition was really steep. I actually signed up for men's physique class B, but they switched me to class A because of how steep the competition was.
Wow.
I would have been the shortest guy in
B,
basically.
Okay.
You know, and A, I had a better chance because everyone was at the same height. So yeah, I met a lot of really cool athletes. I got support from other athletes that I competed against from my old show. They came to support me at this show.
Oh man, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so it was great. I went with one of my closest friends, which is Kiki Arundel. She supported me through this trip by keeping me on track and making sure that, you know, I wake up on time, I do my cardio, I get my meals in. You know, I didn't have to really stress about what time I had to be at the event or anything like that. Because when you go to these things, you really need to go with somebody, because you can't be stressed when you're really going to hit the stage. So
I got two more questions for you. How many years have you been actively into bodybuilding? for those who maybe don't know you up to this point.
Okay, I've been training consistently for a good 4 years before like my coach actually saw the potential of me being able to compete. This sport is all about the discipline and the consistency. It's a selfish sport, so basically I had to like cut off the social life and just make like the outing, the nightlife, and just stay focused. Every day my schedule, I can tell you my schedule, I wake up every morning at 3:30. I go do my cardio at 4. I'm out of the gym from 4 to 5:30, and then I still have to go by my coach and train from 10 a.m. until at least 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I did that from April straight to now. So I've been prepping from April to now. I think now I'm gonna just take a break to put on the size that I need to be able to do my next show. Because when I do my next show, I'm gonna compete for a pro card, and I'm the type of person I try to go in at my best. If I don't feel at my best, I'm not gonna do it.
Last question.
Yes.
To all the youth out there trying to get into the sport, or anybody trying to get into sport in general, I want you to just give them a nice word about, you know, at this point, you've worked hard this year already, you've placed twice already. You know, you brought a team with you, you understand the machine that you have here.
Yes.
What would you say to any athlete wanting to take what they're doing seriously?
Well, I would tell most athletes that wants to take this journey seriously is to, you know, focus on yourself, you know. Don't focus on everyone else around you, all the negativity and all of the ups and downs of people not believing in you. Because I've been through it, and this was something that I wanted to do for myself, and I wanted to prove to myself, and not even to the individuals out there, that it's capable, that you know that you can do this.
You can do it.
You know, so honestly, it's just about finding the love for it and actually putting in the work and staying consistent with it. You know, it's not about losing friends or, you know, blocking yourself out from society, but you still have to put yourself into that focus mode that you could actually get your, you know, your goals.
Your goals,
yeah, exactly. Complete your goals.
Calvin, congratulations again on behalf of St. Martin, on behalf of News Desk, and we can't wait to hear about the next one.
Arnold class.
I don't understand why they had to call it exclusive though. It's just an interview. Exclusive, like, I couldn't get the exclusive. I'd call Calvin and I gotta do it. I don't know what a big deal is. Anyway, time for your flashback. Let's go into the flashback for today.
Flashback.
Booyah! In your face. All right. Now we're going to dedicate the shows for the last days of these wonderful members of parliament that we're not going to see anymore to parliamentarians who had much to say over the years. And tonight we start off with, who would be the best person to start off with? Let me start off with Cookie Siddharth Bailani.
Good morning, members of parliament, support staff, visitors in the public tribune, radio listeners, TV viewers, viewers via social media, and members of the media. Welcome to the public meeting number 23. We have established a quorum of 11 members. Please stand for a moment of silence.
Pete, that's it? You couldn't find me? I thought we would have a whole half an hour for the 4 years. No long, no, nothing. The man just say hello. I'm the chairman. Meeting begins. That's it. Let's go to the most memorable speech of the outgoing member of parliament, Rhonda Bryson. Now that I know we got time, right, Pete? I hope so. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning to you, to my colleague members of parliament, the Secretary General, and those viewing this meeting. Mr. Chairman, this is the 4th parliamentary closing and opening that, since becoming a member of this coalition, that we have had the pleasure of experiencing. The fact is that this is the first time that one government has been able to enjoy the support of Parliament for 4 terms. And I think that is something very significant that some will try to downplay, but I have my reasons for understanding why we did not move away from the wishes of thousands and thousands of voters that said the constant drop-in of government for political play and for individualism was not something they wanted to see anymore. But Mr. Chairman, during those 4 years, what has the United People's Party been able to do? Well, let me start with you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I am very pleased in your ability to quietly and humbly restore order to the Parliament of St. Martin, considering the havoc that was being done before by your predecessor. And Mr. Chairman, contrary to popular belief, at the time when you came in as Chairman of Parliament, there were 32 outstanding meetings requiring ministers to attend. Mr. Chairman, in our last procedure meeting that we had, we found that there are now 13 outstanding meetings. So whenever they call and talk about outstanding meetings and so on, the facts will show that you as chairman have done an excellent job together with the presidium to get as many meetings that have been outstanding out of the way, and that is the manner in which Parliament should function. So I have to thank you, first of all, Mr. Chairman, for keeping your poise and doing the work in the interest of the people and representing the United People's Party well in your role. We continue to represent ourselves extremely well, both in the government and in Parliament. Because if you really dig away all of the innuendos and the melee that they try to throw our way, one thing everyone and the people of St. Martin look at when it comes to the members of the United People's Party faction here in Parliament and our representation in the government, it is at a high level of work ethic, hard work, and tangible accomplishments. Mr. Chairman, I have focused from the time I entered the Parliament to be a competent legislator that brings definite things that I know can affect the people's lives. Many will remember, of course, the UTS law that provided funds for the first time for police officers to get paid. And people would say, but Rolando, you didn't get the credit. It's not about the credit. It's about ensuring that the people that deserve what they have to get got what they needed to get. And I continue to work in that manner. Mr. Chairman, if you look at our deputy leader and minister of VSA and how he has been able to do things that for so long have gone completely unchecked, raising the minimum wage, raising the pension, dealing with the hospital. When you look at the Ministry of TIAT for the first time, expanding the basket of goods and establishing proper price control within our country. The United People's Party is proven that we did what we had to do and what we promised to the people. We come in here to work. That's what we're here for. We're here to work for the people. And Mr. Chairman, a lot of people do ask, but Rolando, are you happy with the other aspects of the government? Because no government is perfect, and there's definitely some things that I would have liked to see better. I have talked publicly and privately about our manner in handling the government-owned companies and having this so-called hands-off approach and arm's-length approach. Even the faction leader of the National Alliance has mentioned that as well. But Mr. Chairman, the fact is the United People's Party has 2 seats in the Council of Ministers out of 7. And the democracy in the Council of Ministers is that way. Because while we pulled off a miracle in going from 0 to 4 seats, the fact is, in this term, we were the smaller member of this coalition. But I didn't use that as an excuse to say we would do nothing. For example, you recently see that the Minister of VSA did not just sit back and not hear the cries of the people when it comes to GB, and took his own initiative via the Ministry of Social Affairs to do what we can. That is what we do. When the police were having issues, it was not our ministry, but we presented solutions right here in the Parliament that was executed by the government and prevented a disaster that could have happened during Carnival and beyond. The solution in the past was to stand here and say that you no longer support the government. But you know who would have liked that? Those that were in here before and caused most of the problems that we're dealing with today. They would have liked that. They would have won. Not the people, not the parties, their own personal interest. And I said no. Because the moment for the people to decide who is the political party that can truly lead this country, you have had 4 years to carefully observe in the government and in the Parliament who gets the job done, who tackles the things that have been unaddressed for far too long, like the banking sector, where now, finally, the banking reform legislation is on its way to Parliament because it has finished its advice at the Council of Advice. Legislation that I have championed for very long. And listening to the cries of the people where 21% of our people do not have access to banking. But did we sit back and do nothing and just criticize our government? No. We did what we had to do as parliamentarians to affect change to our people. And that is the measuring stick that I expect the people will use in exactly 4 months when they vote in the upcoming election. I remember one of our founding members, Franklin Myers, said that during governing, the right thing to do is focus on your similarities. And during an election, you do highlight your differences. And the fact is, there are many differences in the manner that the United People's Party would want to govern, would want to lead, and those will be highlighted in the coming months. But Mr. Chairman, I don't want us to lose sight of what is truly important and what the people actually want to see. I believe that St. Martiners are now waking up to the dream that was being sold to them by people. That now when Hushang's and Sari's damage to the country is now on the front page every other day, they can realize that those were not the good old days. Those were the days when you were being told, while you're hungry and given a slice of bread, when you deserve a loaf or a bakery for that matter, but because the person gave you a slice of bread, you think they gave you something. No, St. Martin was held back for 30 years almost. Just looking at Mullet Bay alone, and when you connect the dots of everything else and who are all connected to it, the people of St. Martin's eyes are finally open. All of this discussion we're having now about any and so on, where did it start? And who was in power all these times for 30 years? Mr. Chairman, that trend is finally being broken because we have leaders that have stepped up to say enough is enough and have stood our ground to say you're not going to bully me into trying to let your empire continue. And the people of St. Martin appreciate that. That is why they support us at our Congress. That is why they support us in the streets. And that is why they want to see the United People's Party continue to do what we are doing. And despite whoever walks away and depends and acts as if they feel they have the better way to do it, God bless them, Mr. Chairman. But I can judge the sincerity of myself. I know what I am willing to do for the people, Mr. Chairman. Because I've asked only one thing when I pray to God, and I ask him to guide me as a member of parliament, as a leader of this party. And just like King Solomon, I asked for only one thing, wisdom. And that wisdom has allowed me to see what is coming, to be ahead of them every single step of the way when they try whatever they could to keep us down. But the fact is, we're only going in one direction, and that is up. Mr. Chairman, I believe that the people of St. Martin, I would like to really thank them from the bottom of my heart. It is not easy what we and myself sometimes have to endure in this political arena because it gets extremely nasty. Even now that they're huffing and puffing just because they can't stand the truth that I am speaking. They know what they are trying to do. But it's not going to work because we know that we are doing right by the people of St. Martin. So to all of you, thank you, people of St. Martin, for giving me that opportunity to keep us strong. And we will continue to represent you the best way we can with the new way up.
That is it for Late Night Show. Thank you so much for watching. Until tomorrow, do have a safe and pleasant one. Of course, we should be having politics tomorrow. Got to see what Cressburg doing, what he up to, because I always have to call him and say, what you want? See you tomorrow.